Well, all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the NBC Game of the Week 1975 version. A little snafu in the beginning. Hopefully now it is getting better. Trying to get everything lined up as best I can. Make everything fit. Do this check for the... Make sure we got the check going here for the focus. Looks like everything is about as good as I can get it. I'm looking through my computer now and see what I'm looking at here. Looks like everything is in play, except for the dice tray. The corner of the dice tray is not showing up very good, so let me see about fixing that. Tabby's kind of on the perch right next to me, so I'm having to put my computer where I really don't want to put it, and it's kind of messing me up a little bit, but hopefully we can get through this. All right, sorry about the early on snafus, but I think we're back now. We're ready to go. Let me see if I can get some of this glare off of here. Okay, 1975, inside pitch. Final week of the season. This game was played, hard to see it here, September 27th, 1975. This is the final weekend of the regular season. And the odd scheduling quirk, the Yankees and Orioles play doubleheaders today and tomorrow. So they both have 4 games left. And as we go into the final stages, the Yankees hold a 1.5 game lead over the Orioles with 4 games to play. So if the Yankees win this game, they would put the Orioles 2.5 back with only 3 to play and have a virtual lockup. However, if the Orioles win this game, they're only a game back, and the next thing you know, they're right in it. So, crucial game there. And again, in the American League West, Kansas City and Oakland in a dead heat with 2 games remaining. They don't play each other, so they'll be playing. The computer will sim those last 2 games. We'll see if we get a tie or whether one team comes out on top or not. National League's already decided. The NLCS is going to be the Phillies and the Reds. So that part has decided. Everything is in the American League as far as getting things resolved. So let me check my setup here and make sure everything is where it needs to be. I think that's about the best I'm going to get it. Just like that. So I think that's the best I can do. See if I can get a little bit... Well, I don't want to get a little bit closer because you won't see the dice tray. All right, starting pitchers for today's game. Jim Catfish Hunter for the Yankees and Mike Torres for the Orioles. Torres actually won 20 games in 1975 for the Orioles. Of course, he's more known for being the guy that gave up Bucky Dent's home run. I think that's like his claim to fame. But Catfish Hunter, 23-game winner. Torres, 20-game winner. And if you look at their fatigue, Torres can face 32 batters. Hunter can face 33, so you might not even need the bullpens. This is game 1 of a doubleheader, so you don't want to burn your bullpen in game 1 anyway. But that's just a little bit extra. All right, there you see the benches and the bullpens and starting lineups. Interesting thing that Earl Weaver did. He started Royal Stillman at shortstop. Royal Stillman did not play shortstop. He was an outfielder. But what happened was that he led off the game with Royal Stillman, and then Mark Belanger replaced him in the bottom of the first. So I guess he just wanted the offense to start the inning or start the game. And then so after he hits in the first inning, he will be replaced by Mark Belanger at shortstop. Just a little quirk. Don't know why he did that. You can see the starting lineups. You can see he's got Royal Stillman here at short, and then Belanger will come in right behind him. So just something Earl Weaver did, a little quirk, to see if he can get some offense early on. That's just what he did. That's Earl Weaver being Earl Weaver. What do you got to say? It's not much else to say about it. Hello, Kenyon. How you doing? All right, so we got the Yankee colored dice as best I can get them. They're kind of like a blue, but and maybe I should go with blue instead of the... You know what? I'm going to go blue instead of the black because the Yankees are more of a navy blue than they are black, and the Orioles are black, and I don't want to make it look like the Oriole cards. So we will correct this now to the Yankee colors as best I can get them. I don't have a navy blue dice. The best I have is a regular blue dice or a blue die. So, like I said, Royal Stillman is going to lead off this game. He does not play it short at all. He's going to hit this inning, and then Earl Weaver is going to replace him with Mark Belanger right after that. So Belanger will be the new shortstop going forward, but to start the game, Earl Weaver did start out with Royal Stillman. Yankees won this game real life 3-2. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, the Yankees hold a 1.5 game lead over the Orioles with 4 to play. They got a doubleheader today, doubleheader tomorrow. So that's what they've got going. Yankees win this first game. They can pretty much put it on ice. So Catfish Hunter with the pitch. 4-4 is a strikeout chance. 11 got him. So Royal Stillman out on strikes, and now he is done as Mark Belanger will take over at shortstop for him. So that strategy by Earl Weaver didn't really pay off the way he would like it. Bobby Grich, your second baseman, will step up to the plate next. Catfish, 5-1. Possible error. Go to Bobby Grich's card. 2-4. 2-4 is a single to center field. That's a 13. There's not going to be an error on a 13. Blatt, center fielder. His error rating's a 9, so that's too high for that. So won't be an error, but it will be a single for Bobby Grich. So Bobby Grich, a 1-out single. And that brings up the designated hitter, Tommy Davis. Grich with an attempt of 2. Nothing happening. So now we go to Jim Catfish Hunter pitching to Tommy Davis. Infield is halfway with 1 out. 1-3, and against a right-hander, that's a walk chance. Would have been a home run chance against a lefty, walk chance against a righty. He walks at a 5, -1 from stadium's a 4. That's a 14. There's no walk. So Davis will swing. 6-1, it's a ground ball right back to Hunter. Now, when you go back to the pitcher on a double play, you lose 1. So the fact that we're halfway cancels that out, makes it a 0. Tommy Davis is a 2. The pivot would be the second baseman for a right-handed hitter, and the second baseman is Sandy Alomar. He is a +1, so it makes it a 3. So 1-3, we got a double play. It's a 5, so they get the force play on Grich. It's going to go 1-4 on a fielder's choice. Tommy Davis will be the new runner, and he does not have any kind of attempt whatsoever, but there is a pickoff chance for Catfish, so we will roll for that. See if we get a 20. Do not. And that'll bring up Lee May, first baseman. 2 outs and a runner on. And the white dot got hung up in there, so I'm going to re-roll that. I don't want that a quirky roll like that, so let's try it again. 6-2 is a range play, so we go to Lee May's card for a range check. 2-4, and that is against a right-hander is a fly to center field, but it is a range check. Rick Blatt, his range in center field is a 3. So 1-3, and he will make this catch. He does not. It's going to drop. Will it be a single or a double? It is a double. So it's a double to center field. Can Tommy Davis score? All right, I did my calculations for the running advancement. I don't know, a little chart that RJ has, but just on my little scratch paper here. So when the Yankees are in the field, a double to center field is a 0 adjustment. So Tommy Davis is a 1. He can score on a 1. Anything else, he will not score. And he does not. So he holds up at third base despite the fact there were 2 outs. But it is going to be a double for Lee May. But Tommy Davis runs so slow, even with 2 outs, he cannot score it. So runners are at second and third with now 2 outs. And it's going to be all up to Ken Singleton. Don Baylor is on deck, tough hitter, so you're not going to walk Singleton with Don Baylor on deck. Strategy roll for pickoff, nothing happening. Hunter to Singleton, 1-6, and that's a strikeout chance, and that's a 1, so he struck him out. Big out there for Catfish. He gets the strikeout to end the inning, and now we make the change where Belanger takes over for Stillman at shortstop. That was a little quirky move that Earl Weaver did to try to be slick, and it didn't pay off for him. Nothing doing there for the Orioles. They got no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Orioles nothing. Yankees coming to bat against Mike Torres. And leading off for the Yankees will be Bobby Bonds. He is the designated hitter in this game. Bobby Bonds, DH. Torres, 4-1, strikeout chance of 1. He got him. So Bonds out on strikes. 1 away, and that'll bring up Sandy Alomar, second baseman. Torres, 5-6, strikeout chance. That's a 6. He got him again. So back-to-back strikeouts from Torres. And there's no Bucky Dent in this game, so Torres might be safe. Here's Roy White. 2-2, and that's a ballpark check, so we're going to Shea Stadium for the first time. And we get a 6-6 at Shea Stadium. It's just a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the Yankees. Nothing doing against Torres. 1 inning in the books, and there's no score from Shea Stadium. So coming up for the Orioles, it'll be Don Baylor, followed by Blair and Brooks Robinson. Hunter, 6-4, possible error on a throw. Go to Baylor. 1-4, and that is a star line 6, which is a ground ball to short, so it's possible error on a throw. The shortstop is Fred Stanley. So we check his error rating. Fred Stanley's error rating is only a 5. That's a 14, so there will be no throwing error. Fred Stanley will make the play. So 1 away. And that will bring up Paul Blair. Hunter, 1-4. That's an automatic out against the righty Paul Blair. It's a star line, so let's see what the out is. It is going to be a number 6 ground ball to short again, so Stanley will handle the second assist. 2 ground balls to short, 2 quick outs, and the recently departed Brooks Robinson with 2 outs and the bases clear. Hunter, 6-5, strikeout chance 17 is too high. Go to Brooksy. 6-5, and he flies to left field for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down go the O's. We go to the bottom of the second, no score from Shea Stadium. Pitching duel between Mike Torres and Jim Hunter is starting to evolve. Leading off for the Yankees will be the catcher, the captain, Thurman Munson. Hello, Larry. How you doing? Torres, 5-1's a blank. We go to Thurman Munson. 6-5, and that's a single past third base for Thurman Munson. So Munson's aboard with a leadoff single. He has an attempt of 1 to steal, or to get a jump, 17, he does not do it. That'll bring up Chris Chambliss. Infield is halfway for the double play. Torres, 5-5, is a walk plus. That's an 8. That's good enough. He walks at a 5. -1 from stands a 4, but the plus is a 14. The 8 fits as being less than 14, so the walk will stand. So Chris Chambliss draws the base on balls. And 2-1, nobody out for Greg Nettles. Torres in a little bit of trouble. Nothing on the strategy roll. Torres, 1-2 is another walk plus. So he's walked 2 in a row on these walk pluses. Torres on his card has 2 blocks that are walk pluses, and he found them both. So a 1 in 36 chance to find that one, and a 1 in 36 chance to find that one, and he found them both. Go figure. Bases are now loaded. Nobody out for young Terry Whitfield. Did most of his playing with the Giants, but he started with the Yankees. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Infield for the Orioles is back. They need outs. They need outs big time. 3-3, and that's another walk chance, and that's a 1, so he's going to walk it in without the plus. 3 consecutive walks from Mike Torres, and the Yankees take a 1-0 lead. 1-0 lead. Actually, you know what? It will not be a walk. My bad. Terry Whitfield, I didn't catch this. Terry Whitfield's walk rating is only a 1. Stadium takes away the walk, so it will not be a walk to Terry Whitfield. I stand corrected. Let's put everybody back where they were. Don't want to give the Yankees a run prematurely that they didn't deserve. So Whitfield will swing, though. 4-2, and that is a fly ball to right field. That's out number 1. Is it a sacrifice fly? Whitfield's sacrifice fly rating is a 5. That's incredible. And that will be a sacrifice fly. So Munson will come in on the sacrifice fly to right field. So the run will score anyway, but at least the Orioles get an out of the equation. Chambliss, can he go to third from... Well, that's not really a sacrifice fly chance when you do that, is it? So we'll leave it the way it is. All right, so Blatt is your batter. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Yeah, infield at double play depth, trying to minimize the damage. 2-1's another walk chance, but that's a 20, so will be no walk. Go to Blatt. 6-1's a fly to left, and that is out number 2. So if Torres can get Chicken Stanley, he can get out of the inning with only 1 run damage. So Torres now facing Stanley. Nothing on the strategy. Torres, 2-1's another walk chance, but 19 is too high. So we go to Stanley. 2-6, and that's against right-handers. That's a double to center field by Fred Stanley. Chambliss will score. Nettles may or may not get a chance to score. Probably will, though. Let's take a look at the run rating and the factors. When the Orioles are in the field, a double to center field is a +1. Nettles is a 3. There are already 2 outs, makes him a 4, and the +1 makes him a 5. So anything other than a 6, he will make it. It's a 6. Go figure on that one. He's a 6. The center fielder arm is Blair, who's a 0, so that means a 1 to 3, we go to the secondary chart. A 4 through 6, he just holds. It's a 5, so it means Nettles had to hold. So even with 2 outs, he cannot score on the double by Fred Stanley. But Chambliss does score to make it 2-0 Yankees. So little Fred Stanley, a .222 hitter, he found that double. And Torres not too happy about it. So now 2 outs, 2 in, and 2 on. 1, but Nettles has nothing going on with that. So here's Torres. 3-4, and that's another walk chance. 6, and he will walk Bonds to load the bases. That's the 3rd walk of the inning. It's going to load the bases for Sandy Alomar. Torres may need relief early on. Doesn't seem to be his day. Torres, 3-3 is another walk chance. That's a 5. He walks at a 7. -1's a 6. The 5 fits, so he just walks in a run. It's now 3-0 Yankees as Torres cannot control himself. He is all over the strike zone, and now the umpires are squeezing him. He's not going to get any borderline calls at all like that, and the bullpen's already active for the Orioles. They just can't afford to lose this game, but they're doing a good job of it right now. But Doyle Alexander is loosening the pen just in case. Here's Roy White. Strategy roll, nothing on that. Torres trying to avoid the walks. 6-5 he does. It's a blank. So we go to Roy White. 1-2. It's a ground ball to third. The inning is finally over. Brooks Robinson will just step on the bag for the force. 5 unassisted to end the inning. But for the Yankees, they pick up 3 runs. They do it on, unbelievably, just 2 hits. They left them loaded, but there were 3 walks in the inning. 4 walks in the inning, rather. So Torres, a rough time of it. It is now 3-0 Yankees after 2, and the Orioles already trail the Yankees by 1.5 games. If they lose this, they were almost out of the playoffs. It's going to be really, really hard for them to catch up after that. But we shall see how it turns out as we get our lineups together here. Let's see. Chambliss, Nettles, Whitfield, Blatt, Stanley, Bonds, Alomar, and White. Okay, so everybody hit that inning except for Munson. He's the only one that didn't hit. 3-0 Yankees. Now the Orioles have their work cut out for them. Dave Duncan, the catcher, will lead off. 3-5, and that's a strikeout chance. 11 will get him. So Dave Duncan is out of there on strikes. And Jim Catfish Hunter does not have those control problems that Torres has fallen upon. Here's Mark Belanger. He took over for Stillman at short. 1-2 is a ball one on a wild pitch. Hunter 5-1, possible error. So we go to Belanger's card to check for an error. 6-1's a ground ball to short, so the error check is on Stanley. And Stanley, we've already seen his error rating is a 5, and that is a 5. So Stanley's error rating is a 5. That is a 5. It will be a boot. So Fred Stanley boots that one. E6. And the Orioles have a runner on for Bobby Grich. Nothing on the strategy. Infield halfway for the double play. Hunter 5-6. That's the ballpark card going back to Shea Stadium for Grich's at bat. 3-5. That is a star or question mark 9. So up to here, let's see, that's a 12. That means that's a triple. According to the stadium, that's a triple for Bobby Grich. Show it a little bit closer here on the stadium card. 3-5. 3-5 is the question mark 9. 12 puts it right there where the triple is. So Shea Stadium produces an RBI triple for Bobby Grich. Orioles back on the board, cuts the lead to 3-1, and they've got a chance to get some more with one out. The infield's going to come in for the Yankees, try to cut off a cheap run. Nothing happening here. Tommy Davis is up. He ground to a fielder's choice his first time up. Grich is now 2 for 2, a single and a triple. Hunter 2-3. Range play at the ballpark, so on right back to Shea Stadium, but this time for a range check. 4-3, and that's a star 1, which is a fly to left, but it's a range check on Roy White, the left fielder. So Roy White's range is a 4. 1-4, he will make the catch, but there's still a chance for a sacrifice fly, even if he does. And he does not. That's going to get down for a hit. Single or a double. It's a double. So Tommy Davis just doubles on the failed range check from Roy White. So a back-to-back triple and double, and the lead has been cut to 3-2, and back come the Orioles. And our pitching duel is getting away from us. Catfish trying to recoup, facing Lee May. 2-4 is a walk chance 5, and he will not walk him. He walks to the 5, but the stadium takes one away. So Hunter will not walk Lee May. But Lee May will swing. 4-6, he's going to fly to the left. That is out number 2. 2 down, Tommy Davis cannot go to third. He has no option to do that. He does not run well enough to even try. So here's Ken Singleton. Nothing on the strategy. Hunter to Singleton, 4-5. That's a strikeout chance. 15 is too high. Go to Singleton. 3-3, it's another fly to left to end the inning. But the Orioles do pick up 2. One of the runs is unearned because of the error. So there's 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the third. It is Yankees 3, Orioles 2. And now Catfish going to regroup. Maybe Torres has had a chance to regroup. We shall see. And he'll be facing Thurman Munson. He was the only batter not to hit in the second inning for the Yankees. Thurman Munson, first time up, he singled and scored. 4-4, and that's a blank. We go to Thurman Munson's card. 2-3, and that's a single to center field. So Thurman Munson, 2 for 2. A leadoff single brings up Chambliss. And you want that Oriole bullpen might stir up again. 1-5, and that's a blank to a lefty. Chambliss, 6-1. That's a star 6, which is a ground ball to short. Possible double play. He's a 3. They're halfway, makes it a 4. The pivot is the second baseman, Grich, who's a +1. So it's a 1-5. Anything other than a 6, we got a double play. And we got a double play. 6-4-3. Pitcher's best friend, double play. 2 quick outs. As Torres got the benefit of the double duty out there. 2 down. Greg Nettles, the batter. Torres, 6-5 is a blank. We go to Nettles. 3-5. He's going to ground it to third. Brooks Robinson is there, and the inning is over. So no runs, a hit, and no errors, and nobody left after 3 complete from Shea Stadium. It is the Yankees 3 and the Orioles 2. So we finally got ourselves a ball game. It was looking like a blowout there at first, but the Orioles are hanging tough. Hello, Jimmy Jam. How are you doing? Hello, Doug. Good to see everybody. Where am I located? I'm in Virginia. Just outside of Richmond, Virginia. All right, here's Jim Hunter. 3-3, and that's a blank. We go to Don Baylor. 5-3. It's a ground ball to short, and that's handled by Chicken Stanley. 1 away. It's going to bring up Paul Blair, center fielder. Hunter, 4-4. Strikeout chance 14 is too high. We go to Blair. 3-5, and 3-5 says it's a fly to center field. Hauled in by Blatt, and that's 2 up and 2 down. For Mr. Brooks Robinson, flew to left his first chance. Hunter, 6-1 is a walk chance, 10 too high. Go to Brooksy. 4-3, and that's a fly to right field to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Orioles. 3 up and 3 down. As Hunter gets a little more stability after that rough third inning. Shuts out the Orioles. Keeps the 3-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Wayne Garland for the Orioles is light tossing just in case Torres has issues. Here's Terry Whitfield. Whitfield, his first time up, walked. And I'm sorry, did not walk. He had a sacrifice fly. 6-3, that's a range play. We go to... Hello, Chuck. How you doing? Tabby is resting quietly, so I want to keep it that way if I possibly can. So we got, let's see, what did I do with Tor? Oh, did I say it was a range play? It was a range play, wasn't it? 6-6, single pass second, but it's a range play for the second baseman, Gritch. And his range is a 4. So a 1-4, and he will make this play. And he does. So Terry Whitfield is out of there. 1 away, brings up Rick Blatt, and I don't know anything about Rick Blatt, but he's with the Yankees at this particular point in time. Torres, 2-6, ballpark, going to Shea Stadium. And that's 4-4, which is a rare play. So we're going to the rare play chart with the bases empty. Rare play, bases empty. 31, rare play, bases empty. 31. Grounder to third base who throws in the dirt, making the first baseman scoop the ball. Resolve play using range play. Check for the first baseman, see if he scoops the ball. If he does, batter out. Otherwise, it's E5. So, Nels has thrown one. I'm sorry, Brooks Robinson has thrown one in the dirt. Lee May has to try to scoop it. And Lee May, we look at his range. That's what we're looking at as far as trying to make this play. Lee May at first base is a range of 3. So 1-3, he scoops this out. Anything else, it's going to be an error. And he makes the play, saves the error on Brooks Robinson. So that is out number 2. And it would have been sad had Brooks Robinson made that error. So it's a good thing he made that play. Hello, Joel. How you doing? Yeah, I didn't realize he had done that until I saw the lineup and I was preparing my little score sheet. I'm like, Stillman doesn't play a shortstop. And I looked it up, and he did a thing where he led off with Stillman and then put Belanger in after. It was kind of weird. But Earl Weaver did some strange things. Torres to Stanley. 4-2 is a range check. We go to Stanley for the range play. 5-6, it's a ground ball to short. We're checking the range of the shortstop, Belanger. And speaking of Belanger, right on cue, Mark Belanger. His range is a 4. So 1-4, he will make this play, and the inning will be over. He does not. It's a base hit, so Fred Stanley sneaks it past him. That's the second hit Stanley's gotten on failed range plays. He got a double on a failed range play earlier on, and now he gets a single on a failed range play. So that'll bring up Bobby Bonds. Nothing happened on strategy. Torres, 4-2, another range play. Go to Bonds. 2-4. That is a fly to left field, but it is a range play. So we're checking the left fielder. and that is Don Baylor. So Don Baylor, if we look at his range in left field, it is a 3. So Don Baylor, 1 to 3, he makes the catch. He does not. Is it a single or a double? It is a single to left. Don't know if Stanley can get to third. We shall see. According to the chart, base running advancement plays, when the Orioles are in the outfield, or in the field rather, a single to left to get from first to third, you lose 2. So let's see, Stanley's a 3. Right now he's a 1. It's the only way he gets there. He does not. He has to hold at second base. So single by Bonds. Stanley will hold at second base. And 2 outs, 2 on for Sandy Alomar. Nothing happening. Alomar against Torres. 4-6, possible error on a ground ball. Alomar. 1-1, that's a star 5. It's a ground ball to second, possible error, but that's a 16. And Bobby Grich is a better fielder than that. His error rating is only a 7. So Grich will make the catch, or make the play, rather. And the inning is over. So Torres pitches around the mess. And at the end of 4, it is still Yankees 3, Orioles 2. Due up for the O's in the top of the 5th is catcher Dave Duncan. And again, I'm going to use the 7th inning or later to start pinch hitting. So right now, Duncan's going to stay in there. The only reason I did the Belanger move because I had to, because Stillman's not rated for short. It wouldn't make sense to leave him in there. So that's the only reason that early substitution happened. 2-1's a strikeout chance. That's a 1. He got him. So Duncan, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Might be his last at bat, because they might need some offense. Might bring in Elrod Hendricks or somebody to catch. Here's Belanger. Hunter, 3-6. That is a ballpark check. Shea Stadium. Hey, JVD, how you doing? Ballpark check, 4-6. Ground ball to second. That is 2 down. As Belanger grounds out to Alomar. And I just noticed on my sheet here, I misspelled Alomar. I put the M and the O in the wrong spot. I got him Almore. A little dyslexic there. Quality control team was not on the ball, so I missed that one. All right, here's Hunter. Well, he can't have everything. 1-5 is a hit by pitch. He's a 9. -3 is a 6. That's an 18. No hit by pitch. And Bobby Grich, 6-6, star 4. That is a fly to right field to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the O's. That is now 7 in a row retired by Catfish Hunter. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, 3-2. And Chuck, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy than Dion, that's for sure. Loved being humiliated. They were way overranked, overhyped, and now they're playing good teams. Reality is setting in. All right. Roy White, the batter. He is 0 for 2 on the ball game. Torres, 3-6, and that's a blank. We go to Roy White. 2-5 is a fly to left, and that's 1 away. Hauled in out there by the left fielder Baylor. 1 down for the captain, Thurman Munson. Munson's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a run scored. Torres, 4-5. That's a wild pitch, so ball 1. 2-5, and that is a strikeout chance, but 16 is too much, so we go to Munson. 4-5. That is a question mark 8 against right-handers. It goes to 15, but that's a 16. He just missed a triple. Ends up being a deep fly to center field that Paul Blair runs down for out number 2. So Munson just missed extra bases for a triple, but that's just the way it goes. Here's Chris Chambliss. He's 0 for 1. Walked and scored in the second, hit into a double play in the third. Torres, 5-5 is another walk plus. He was hitting that earlier. He hit it again. Yet another walk by Torres. And that'll bring up Greg Nettles. Strategy roll for Torres. No wild pitch or pickoff, rather. So Torres, 1-4. Home run question mark. Against the left-hander, it's 1-15. That passes. Greg Nettles on a 1-17. He's going to go deep. 19, he misses it. He does not get the home run. Does not get the home run, but he will get the swing. But that could have been a 2-run homer, and he just missed it. Torres got lucky. 2-1, it's a question mark 9. So this time we're going over here. It's a 14. It's still going to be a double for Nettles. But the question is, can Chambliss score? That's a double, and the double is going to go to right field. So on a double to right, it's a 0 effect. So 2 outs. He's a 3, makes him a 4. A 1 to 4, and Chambliss will score. That did rhyme, didn't it? It's a 2, so Chambliss will come in and score on the RBI double for Nettles. He does not get the home run, but he gets the RBI double. And that makes it a 4-2 game. And now, what does Earl Weaver do? Does he stick with Torres? He'll try to get Torres through the inning, I think. It's a 20-game winner after all, so you don't want to just poo-poo him. Torres, 5-1's a blank. We go to Whitfield. 4-6, and he's going to single to right field, does Whitfield. He singles to right. Can Nettles score? When the Orioles are in the field, single to right, runner on second, you add 2. So Nettles becomes a 5, and with 2 outs, it becomes a 6. He will score automatically. It is an RBI single for Terry Whitfield, and that's going to be all for Mike Torres. The Orioles cannot go any further with him. They have to win this game. They cannot afford to let it get away from him. So Torres, it was just not his day. Just not his day, and Wayne Garland will be the new pitcher for the Orioles. So, unfortunately, for Mr. Torres, just like 1978, the Yankees got to him. So now it will be Wayne Garland facing Rick Blatt. Strategy roll still in play. Nothing happening. Garland, 6-5, strikeout chance, got him. That's going to end the inning. So Garland gets out of it, but damage was done. 2 runs come in for the Yankees to take a 5-3 lead after 5 innings. And for those that came in, let's see, the total up the inning, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And for people that came in late, I'll show it again. These are the standings. With 4 games left to play, the Yankees lead the Orioles by 1.5 games. If the Yankees win this game, they'll take a 2.5 game lead with 3 to play. And pretty much at that point, you're looking at the Orioles having to sweep the last 3 games, which is not likely to happen. And then the AL West, you got Kansas City and Oakland in a dead heat. They're not playing each other. They're playing other teams. So the replay PC will have to simulate that to see what happens. It could be a tie. If it is a tie, we'll have a 1-game playoff. In the West, Cincinnati and Philadelphia are already locked into the NLCS. All right, so Garland got out of it to minimize the damage, but 5-2 might be damage enough. We'll have to wait and see what the Orioles can do. Hello, ID. How are you doing? Good to see you there, Mr. ID Jester. All right. 5-2 Yankees, top of the 6th. Here's Lee May. 1-6 is a strikeout chance, 13 too high. We go to Lee May. 1-3 is the star 4, which is a fly to right field. So put away out there by the right fielder, Terry Whitfield. So actually, it should have been Tommy Davis, not Lee May. How did they get Lee May up there? Got him out of order somehow. He batted out of order, but we're not going to penalize him for it. Let's see, a 1-3. A 1-3 is a ground ball to first, so it's actually going to be a ground ball to the pitcher, rather. So I got that little snafu, but that was my fault, not the Orioles' fault, so I'm not going to penalize him for it. But I am going to keep the same roll that would have happened either way. So here's Lee May now. He was finally bat, officially. 5-6 is the ballpark card going to Shea Stadium. 6-4 is a single to center field for Lee May. So Lee May now is 2 for 3, single and a double. As the Orioles try to make that climb back from 3 runs down, here is Singleton. Nothing on the strategy. Hello, Joel Turney. How are you doing? Yeah, Shea Stadium is the ballpark for the Yankees in 1975. They were remodeling Yankee Stadium. All right. Catfish. 1-2 is a wild pitch. 14 will not be a wild pitch, so we'll roll again. 4-2 is an automatic out. And let's check what the out is going to be. It is a fly to left for out number 2. 2 down, and that will send up Don Baylor. Nothing happening there. Hunter to Baylor, 6-4, possible error on a throw. 2-2, it's a fly to center. There is no throw needed. It's going to be the final out of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. Orioles running out of innings. They trail it 5-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And I need to make sure I get these guys in the right order this time, so I don't bat them out of order. We got Davis, we got May, we got Singleton, and we got Baylor. Okay, or Baylor and then Singleton and then Baylor. So there you go. All right, Wayne Garland back out. Only faced one batter last inning, so he's definitely fresh. Here's Fred Stanley. He's 2 for 2. He reached base both times on failed range checks by the outfielders. So that's how he got his 2 hits. Garland, 5-1 blank. This time Stanley's got to earn it. 4-3, and he does not. He grounds to second. I was looking at 3-3. 4-3, he grounds to second, and Mr. Gritch is there, 1 away. Back to the top of the order for Bobby Bonds, the designated hitter. Garland, 2-2, range play at the stadium. We'll go back to Shea Stadium. 4-3, and that is a star 1, which is a ground ball to second, but it is a range play for Bobby Gritch. His range is a 4. So 1-4, he will make the play. And he does not. It's a base hit, so another failed range play by the Orioles. And Bobby Bonds will reach on that failed range play. So with 1 out, Bonds is aboard. And here's Alomar. Strategy roll. 4, he gets a chance to steal. Strategy rolls are still in play. He gets the chance to steal with an attempt of 6. So we got 13, nothing there. Catcher Duncan's a -1, so it's a 12. 1-12, he's going to go. And he's out. Got caught stealing, got greedy. So Bonds caught stealing for out number 2. Bases are now clear for Alomar. 6-5, and that's a strikeout chance. 9 will get him. Stadium doesn't affect strikeouts, so the strikeout is good, and that's going to end the inning. For the Yankees, no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We played 6 at Shea Stadium with the score still 5-2 favor of the Yankees, but now we've hit the 7th inning, so pinch hitters are now eligible to come into the game for these weaker hitters, and we might start seeing that very shortly, as the Orioles have plenty of guys on the bench that can hit better than the guys that are in the game. So apologies to Brooks Robinson, but he's going to be coming out of there, and Doug DeCinces is going to be swinging the bat and playing third base. So, but Paul Blair will hit for himself. That's not going to change. Paul Blair will swing away. Hunter, 3-4, and that is a blank to a righty. Go to Blair. 3-5, and that's a fly to center field. Blatt puts it away. 1 down. And now Brooks Robinson will be lifted for a pinch hitter. And let's see, they might actually go to a lefty to pinch hit. Let's see, they're going to go to Tony Muser. So Muser will pinch hit, and then DeCinces will take over at third base. So that's the way they're going to play it. Muser to hit, and DeCinces at third base. So DeCinces will take over for Brooksy going forward. And they'll pinch hit for Duncan next, too, as well. He's a weak hitter also. So Muser gets the chance to hit 4-3, and it's a good thing they did pinch hit, because that strikeout plus would have been a strikeout to a righty. But Muser, and it's a good thing we didn't use DeCinces, so it's a good thing we used a lefty. 3-2, it's a ground ball to third, so he made it out anyway, but at least he didn't strike out. So 2 up and 2 down, and that's going to be it for Dave Duncan. He's not coming back to catch. They go to another pinch hitter, and they're going to use, as a pinch hitter, they will go ahead and use, who do they want to use here? They're going to use Jim Northrup to pinch hit, and then Elrod Hendricks will come in and catch. So Northrop will pinch hit, and Elrod Hendricks will come in to catch. And that's the benefit of having these expanded rosters. You can make all these moves to try to help your team. Hunter, 4-5, and that is a strikeout chance, and he got him. So Northrop is out on strikes to end the inning. And that's going to do it for the Orioles here in the 7th. Despite the multiple pinch hitting attempts to get some offense, they get nothing and like it. 3 up and 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the 7th inning stretch here at Shea Stadium, and it's still Yankees 5, Orioles 2, and we'll get a new pitcher for Wayne Garland, and that pitcher is going to be, let's see who's coming up for the Yankees. It's going to be White, Munson, and Chambliss. They got some lefties coming up. We're going to go ahead and go with Grant Jackson. They're only lefty out of the pen, but with lefties coming up, they figured it's a good time to use them. So Grant Jackson will come in and pitch in the bottom of the 7th. And the first guy he's going to face is Roy White, switch hitter. Jackson, 2-6, strikeout 18, too high. We go to Roy White. 6-1, it's a fly to center field. Paul Blair is there, 1 down. And that will send up Thurman Munson. 4-3, that's a wild pitch, so ball 1. 2-6, it's a strikeout chance. 5, he got him. So Thurman Munson's out on strikes. 2 down for Chris Chambliss. 1-2, strikeout chance, 16, too much. We go to Chambliss. 6-3, it's a single past second base for Chris Chambliss. Chambliss, with his second hit of the game, brings up Greg Nettles. Strategy rolls are now off. Jackson will pitch. 6-3, range play at Shea Stadium. 6-2, it's a ground ball to second, range of Bobby Grich. We've already seen before that Mr. Grich is a range of 4. So 1-4, he'll make the play. And he does not. It's another failed range play. Chambliss will take third on that single pass second, because to get from first to third on an S4, all you need is a 3. He's a 3, and with 2 outs, he's actually a 4. So Chambliss will motor to third on that failed range play. Orioles have been bit by the failed range play quite a bit. Terry Whitfield is the scheduled hitter for the Yankees, but he will be called back, and they will go to a right-hander off the bench. And that right-hander is going to be Sweet Lou Piniella. So Sweet Lou is going to come on and pinch hit, stay in the game to play right field for Whitfield. So Piniella is your right fielder. So Piniella will get the call against the lefty Grant Jackson. And Grant Jackson, this is his 5th batter, so after this batter, he will be tired. Jackson, 5-3, is another range play. Orioles have not done well on range plays. Piniella, 5-4, is a star 4. It's a fly to left field, so we're checking Don Baylor. The range of Don Baylor, and this is critical to keep him in the game. His range is a 3, so he's got to make this catch, or it could be Katie bar the door. It's a 2. He does make the catch, and at least for now, keeps the Orioles somewhat in the game. So nice play by Baylor. Bails him out, you might say. Nothing doing there for the Yankees in the 7th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the 8th. Still 5-2 in favor of the Yankees. And that's it for Grant Jackson. His day is done. So Catfish Hunter can face 33 batters. He has faced 27. So he's still in good shape to keep going. Mark Belanger is your leadoff man. Don't know. Let's see. Can they bring in... Actually, they're going to pinch hit for Belanger with Al Bumry, and then they'll bring in Tim Nordbrook to play short. So that will leave Chopay as the only guy left on the bench, but when you're down 5-2, you got to do what you can. So in this case, Tim Nordbrook is your new shortstop. Nordbrook. And Al Bumry is your batter. Start at the top of the 8th, but the Orioles need offense as much as they can get against the Catfish. 6-6. It's an automatic out, so they wasted that pinch hitter, didn't they? And the automatic out is a fly to right. So, but you don't know that going in. You don't know what the dice are going to show. So just happened that way. Bumry is retired. Chopay, the only guy left on the bench. He's a 161 hitter, so I doubt he sees the light of day. Here's Gritch. 3-1. Walk chance. That's a 9. He will walk him. So Bobby Gritch with a 1-out walk. Now the Yankee bullpen starting to simmer or stir around a little bit down there. Looks like future Oriole Tippy Martinez is loosening down the bullpen. Hunter, 1-2, wild pitch. That is a wild pitch. So uncorks a wild one, and Bobby Gritch will motor over to second base. Takes a double play out of the equation anyway. Hunter, 2-2, strikeout 3, got him. So Tommy Davis out on strikes for out number 2. And now it's up to Lee May to get it done. Got to get the Orioles closer. 4-3. That is a strikeout plus, and he got him. So that's going to end the inning. Catfish going in style right here. For the Orioles, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and we'll get a new pitcher for the Orioles. And to see who's coming up for the Yankees, it's Blatt, Stanley, and Bonds. Orioles only have right-handers, so there's really not much of a decision there. They will go to Dyer Miller. Best they have in the pen, Dyer Miller. It's Dyer time, so I guess they're in dire straits, so I guess they're going to Dyer Miller to try to help them out. Bottom of the 8th, down 5-2. First game of a doubleheader, so if the Yankees win this, they'll be up by 2.5 with 3 games to play, and pretty much Katie bars the door. But while we're still on the stream, I'm going to go ahead and let the PC replay sim the rest of the season and see who makes the playoffs from the American League, or if there is a playoff game to be had, particularly between the A's and the Royals. So here's Dyer Miller to Rick Blatt. 2-6, that's a blank. We go to Blatt's card. 6-5, it's a single past third base. So Rick Blatt does better against righties, apparently, as he's got some singles there against the right-handed side. And Rick Blatt with the single, leadoff single, brings up Fred Stanley. Miller, 6-6, possible error. 1-1, and that is a ground ball to first. First baseman is Lee May, and Lee May's error rating is a 6. That's a 5. It'll be a boot. Boot by Lee May. Now each team has committed an error. And that's going to put runners at first and second with nobody out on the E3. And Dyer Miller not really helping this cause. The fielding's not anyway. Here is Miller to Bonds. 6-3 range play, and they're halfway in the infield, so that will take away 1 from their range on a ground ball. 5-3, it's a double to center field, but it's a range check, so Al Bumry's on his horse. He has to make this catch to keep this team in the game. And Al Bumry, I'm sorry, is it Al Bumry? No, it's Blair, my bad. Blair. So Paul Blair. Where's my Paul Blair card? There he is. Paul Blair is a 3. So Paul Blair has to make this catch, or it's pretty much Katie bar the door. He does. Wow, he takes the hit away. It's a fly to center. Nice play there. Blatt runs at a 4. To tag up from center field, you lose 2, drops him to a 2. Blair's arm is a 0. So 1-2, and Blatt can move up. He does not. He might be out. It's a 6. So a 1-3, we go to that third die roll. 4, 5, or 6. He just stays put. We go to that third die roll. So we go to the extra die roll on the chart. A 1, the lead runner advances, and a ball is cut off, and the trailing runner is out. 2 through 5, then Blatt's going to be out at third. 6, he will advance, and the trail runner's caught in a rundown. So the only difference between 1 and 6 is 1, the trail runner's out automatically. 6, it's a rundown. But 2 through 5, Blatt's going to be out. It's a 4, so Blatt is out of there. So double play is how it turns out. It's going to be a fly to center field, and then Blatt is out at third base, 8-5 on the nice throw by Paul Blair. So now 2 outs and a runner at first base in Fred Stanley. So that's one way to get a double play. Miller now to Sandy Alomar, 2-5, strikeout plus, and he got him to end the inning. So good comeback there by Miller, and that's going to end the inning. For the Yankees, no runs, a hit, 1 error, and 1 left. We go to the 9th. Top of the 9th, last chance for the Orioles. They trail it 5-2. And I believe the Yankees are going to the bullpen. Catfish gave them all they needed, or all they could ask for, I would think. Tippy Martinez had 8 saves. He's coming in. Sparky Lyle is injured at this point. He got injured the last week of the season, so he is not on the roster at this point. So no Sparky Lyle, but there will be a Tippy Martinez sighting. Kind of ironic since he goes to the Orioles the next season in a big trade. But right now he's got a chance to finish off the Oriole playoff hopes, most likely. Facing Singleton, Baylor, and Blair. Top of the 9th, 5-2 Yankees. 2-1, wild pitch is ball 1. We go to Singleton. We go to Martinez again. 3-5, and that's the ballpark card. Going to Shea Stadium. Kind of a pitcher's park. 4-4, and that is another rare play. Another rare play, this one again with the bases empty. So we got bases empty, rare play. 62, rare play, bases empty. 3-2 pitch called strike 3. Hitter argues, it gets thrown out of the game. So there you go. Singleton not happy about the strike zone. He gets called out on strikes, and he has been ejected. So if they happen to miraculously tie the score and go to bottom of the 9th, Tom Chopay would take over in right field. But it's not looking likely right now as he strikes out for out number 1. Here's Don Baylor. Martinez, 5-3, and that's a range play at the stadium. Go back to Shea Stadium. 3-5, that's a question mark 9. And the D20 is a 7, which means that's a double to center field, or double to right field, rather. Double to right field, but it is a range play. Double to right field, but it is a range play. The right fielder is Lou Piniella. I mean, you bring somebody in as a pinch hitter or a defensive replacement, and the ball will find you. Piniella is a 2. That's his only range is a 2. But he still makes the play. Piniella comes up big. Sweet Lou, bumbling and tumbling, makes the play for out number 2, and the Orioles are down to their final out. It is Paul Blair. Tippy, 3-3. Automatic out. That's going to end the ball game. And the out will be a fly to center field. Put away by Blatt. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tippy Martinez, and the ball game is over. The Yankees win it by the score of 5-2. They now take a 2.5 game lead with 3 games to play. So unless the replay PC has the Orioles sweeping the last 3 games, the Yankees will win the East. And we'll have to also see what happens with the AL West as well. So the Yankees win it by the score of 5-2. Each team committed an error. Let's get the base hits for the Orioles. 2, 4, 5. I've only got them for 5 hits. And for the Yankees, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10. I got them for 11 hits, unofficially, that is. So unofficially, it's 5 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Orioles. Winning pitcher, Catfish Hunter. The losing pitcher is Mike Torres. No save. I'm sorry, the save goes to Tippy Martinez because he did come in with a 3-run lead. All right, so now what I'm going to do is update the standings here, and then I'm going to fire up the replay PC and finish out the replay and let everybody know what the computer has decided. So 2 games back with 3 games to play. Orioles have to sweep all 3 in order to do anything. So let me pull up the replay PC. And I'm sorry I don't have the technology to do a split screen and all that stuff because I'm not using OBS. I'm just using my phone. So this is going to have to be in the background. And we'll figure it out and see what happens. Once the computer comes up. All right, so we're going to that Saturday matchup. All right, we're going to autoplay the second game of the doubleheader with the Yankees and see who wins that. And that is won by Baltimore. So Baltimore has won the second game, so they've cut it to 1.5. Back to the 1.5 lead, 92-65, 94-64. Now the Orioles played one less game than the Yankees did, so that could come into play as well. Let's check and see what what Oakland and Kansas City has done. Oakland's hosting California. Kansas City is at Texas. So I'm going to do those games and see what happens. Not worried about the other games right now. So we're going to autoplay the Oakland game and see what they do. They lost to California 1-0. Frank Tanana shuts them out. So we go to Kansas City and Texas. And in that one, Kansas City defeats Texas. So Kansas City has a 1-game lead on Oakland now. They are 98-63. Oakland is 97-64 with 1 game left. So the best Oakland can do is force a playoff. So we'll see how that turns out. We go to the Sunday final game of the season, and we'll look at the Orioles and the Yankees. They are again playing a doubleheader. First game is Jim Palmer against Rudy May. We'll autoplay that and see what happens. And the Orioles win it 1-0. So the Orioles now are within a half a game. It is 93-65, 94-65. They're a half game back. And let's see if they can pull it off to finish it off. Mike Flanagan against Larry Gura. And we'll see what happens on that. The Yankees win it 6-1, so the Yankees end up winning the division with a 95-65 record. The Orioles finished 93-66. So it is the New York Yankees that represent the AL East. Of course, Philadelphia and Cincinnati will be in the NL West, in the National League NLCS. It could be Kansas City and the Yankees, a preview of the 76 and 77 and 78 NLCS. It could happen here in 75 unless Oakland does something. So I'm going to autoplay the Oakland game first to see if they can win. They do have Vida Blue going against Gary Ross against California. So let's see what happens here on the autoplay. Oakland wins it 3-1, so they're within a half a game. It's going to force Kansas City to have to beat Texas. And Scrubs are pitching for Kansas City. Mark Littell against Stan Perzanowski. So let's autoplay that and see what happens and hope we avoid a playoff. We do not. Texas shuts out Kansas City 8-0. So we have a dead heat. So I will have to play a play-in game or a 1-game playoff between Oakland and Kansas City. And I'll figure that out. That'll be the next video in the Inside Pitch game because I got to figure out who's going to play the Yankees in the ALCS. So unfortunately, we have a tie. Didn't want to do it, but the computer has spoken, as they say. And we have a dead heat in the American League. So I got to figure out that game 163, what's going to happen. They both finished with records of 98-64 and are in a dead heat. So I'm going to have to do a 1-game playoff and put that in there somewhere or another. Yes, I will, Kenyon. I will be doing the playoff games. They will not be live. They will be recorded most likely. Of course, I'm not going to wait till Saturday to do them because it would just take too long. So I'll be doing those periodically throughout the week. I'm going to put the Yankee 2022 replay in payoff pitch kind of on hold because I want to get through these playoffs in the Inside Pitch and the Sunday night baseball as well. I got two of those things going, so I'm going to put the payoff pitch one to the side temporarily, and I will have to do. I will be doing and I will do a video on this. The A's and the Royals will have a one-game playoff, and I'm going to let's see. They both tie. So how do you figure out who gets the home field advantage? Well, I'm going to roll one die, I should say, and if it's a 1 through 3, Kansas City gets the home field. If it's 4 through 6, Oakland gets the home field. It's a 3, so Kansas City will get the home field. We will have a one-game playoff at Royal Stadium between the A's and the Royals, and I'll have to do that obviously manually because there's no lineups for that, but I will take the 25-man rosters that they have in the last game and just use those and come up with what I think are decent lineups and pitching and whatnot. And of course, Vida Blue just pitched for the A's, so depending on them, it could go with Holtzman. I have to look to see who pitched the last couple games. Could go with Holtzman maybe if you're Oakland. For Kansas City, they use Littell to start here, so I'm assuming some of the other guys like Splittorf or Busby or some of those guys might pitch for the Kansas City team. We'll figure that out once that gets there. Head-to-head record should be home. Let's see if does the thing give me a head-to-head record? I don't know if I'll have to look into reports and see if Replay Baseball will give me let's see if Replay Baseball will do that on their reports. I don't know if there's a way to do that. Unless I go into the team and look at let me go into the teams. Maybe if I go into teams, it'll tell me. Let's go into Oakland and see. So give a schedule here and see what they show. Now, I could do it manually this way. I've got the whole schedule here. I can check manually and do it. Let's see. Against Kansas City, they played 3 games in KC. They were 1-2. Oakland then played Kansas City twice at home, so they're now they are 3-2 because they won both games. So Oakland has 3 wins and 2 losses against Kansas City so far. That's in the month of April. So now I've got to go back and look at the next time they play Kansas City. And let's see, that is a 4-game set in Oakland, and they won 3 of 4, so that makes them 7-3 against the Royals. So they might be getting the home field after all, the way it's going. 7-3. They lost all 3 in KC, so now it's 7-6. So let's check some more. 7-6. They won 2 of 3 against Kansas City at home, so they're now 9-7. They lost 2 of 3 at KC in early September, so they are now 10-9. 10-9, so that's where they finished, 10-9. So Oakland, thank you, Tim. I will do that. I will use that. That sounds like it's more a fairer thing to do. So actually, the playoff game will be in Oakland because Oakland beat Kansas City 10-9. 19 games they played, they won 10 out of 9 head-to-head. So Oakland will get the home field against Kansas City. And I'll just have to, figure out my own lineups on that based on the 25-man rosters that they had at the end of the season. So in the meantime, the Yankees will be able to set their pitching staff up pretty well for the 5-game series. The NL East Yankees, because the Boston Red Sox in the real 75 ALCS had the home field. So the winner of this game down here will go to Yankee Stadium for the first 2 games. And in the National League, the Phillies will go to the Reds for the first 2 games because Cincinnati gets the first 2 games at home in that one. So that's the way we're going to figure it out. And thank you for that, Tim. Appreciate that. I probably should have been thinking about that instead of a random thing anyway, and give the team who had the better head-to-head record the home field, which is what I'm doing. Next video will be tomorrow night, and it will be the Kansas City Royals against the Texas Rangers, and I'll give you a preview of that. I'll also put it on the video when I start the video tomorrow night. The standings in the American League West, with 1 game to play, Chicago leads Texas by a game. So we've got Kansas City at Texas. If Texas wins, it'll force Chicago to beat Cleveland. Chicago plays Cleveland. and Kansas City plays Texas. So if Texas wins and gets to within a half a game, we'll sim the Cleveland-Chicago game and see if we've got a one-game playoff there. It's possible we could have a one-game playoff right here. Of course, Toronto's already waiting for the winner. And in the National League, the Giants and the Phillies are your NLCS in 1993. That's on replay baseball. Should be 18. Did I miscalculate? Let me, let's see, I was trying to do it manually, so let me see what we got here. I wonder if there's, I'm thinking there should be a report of head-to-head on here, but I don't know if I know how to do it. Let's see. Stratomatic does it really easily. Let's see. Create team reports. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if these. I'm not that familiar. I mean, I'm familiar with PC replay, but I'm not familiar enough with all the reports to see what they do. So I don't know unless I go back and just try it manually. If it is 18, hello Dwayne, how you doing? If it is 18, then Kansas City got the benefit of the tiebreaker with the dice roll. So we would be at Kansas City. So I got to double check that and look at what they did. I'm just trying to find out where that would be on their one of these reports. You would think it would say, oh, okay, here we go. Versus teams. That's what I'm looking for. So we're going to do. Let's see. No, it gives me stats. It doesn't give me win-loss record. Doesn't give me anything. I thought it would, but it's not doing it. No, that's not going to help. That's just stats. That's not win-losses. Let's see if this gives me. No, it doesn't give me anything either. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it manually again. Just go through and double check it, and I'm going to redo my totals. Let's redo the totals right now, maybe. Let's go back to the teams. This time we'll look at Kansas City and look at their schedule and see what they did against the Oakland A's. All right, let's go up to the top here. I'm at the bottom. Let's go back to April. Okay. Let me write this down. Maybe it's better if I wrote it down. That might help. So, let's write it down. Oakland, KC. All right. April 14th, 15th, and 16th, 3 games were played in Kansas City. Oakland won 2. Kansas City won 1. All right. They played 2 games in Oakland, and Oakland won them both. So, I'm sorry. Got it backwards. Kansas City won the 2 out of 3 at home, but then Oakland won the 2 that were in Oakland. So now let's go. And that was in April as well. They did not play again until June. There was 4 games in Oakland, and Oakland won 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, and Kansas City got 1. So that was at the end of June. Then in the first part of August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Kansas City won all 3. 1, 2, 3. So they're tied at 6 at that point. And then they didn't play again until September 8th, 9th, and 10th at Oakland. And Oakland took 2 of 3. So now that's 8-7. And then 3 games were in Kansas City. Kansas City took 2 of 3. So Kansas City gets the 2 wins. Oakland gets a win. It's 9-9. That's what we got, 9-9. So that's the way it finished, 9-9. Kansas City got the dice roll, so Kansas City gets the home field. So there you go. Hopefully that, I don't know how I got the 19 earlier, but thank you for correcting that. It is 18. And since they tied 9 apiece, the dice roll went to Kansas City, so Kansas City will get the home field for that playoff game. Yes, Tim, it all worked out in the end. It wasn't smooth like I wanted it, but it worked out in the end. So I will do the 1-game playoff. It'll probably be posted on Tuesday. I'll probably try to record it either tomorrow or Monday and post it Tuesday. I probably won't be able to do it live. I'll probably do a recording on it, and I'll have to create my lineups and all that stuff and get all that stuff ready. Yankees and I'm sorry, A's and the Royals from Royal Stadium. So thank you all for spending part of your Saturday with me. I got some honeydew stuff I got to get done now. Next game again on the channel will be tomorrow night in Texas as Texas trails the White Sox in the 1993 replay by one game on the last game of the season, trying to force a playoff. And if Texas wins and Chicago loses to Cleveland, then we'll have a tie and we'll have a one-game playoff there. If not, then the White Sox will take on the Blue Jays just like they did in real life. And the NLCS will be slightly different. It'll be the Phillies against the Giants, not the Phillies and the Braves. And like I said, the payoff pitch 2022 Yankees is just going to be off to the side for a little bit while I get all this done because I don't want to have too much stuff going on. I want to focus on these two playoffs and get them done. And then once they're out of the way, I hate to use the word out of the way, but once they're done, including the World Series and everything, then I can go back to the Yankees and go full force. That'll be my only project, and I'll be able to hit that with everything I got. So I do appreciate you guys tuning in and chiming in and correcting me on a couple things there to get those things straight. And hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm sure RJL will be doing his thing tonight, so you can check that out if you like. Like I said, I'll have my video up tomorrow night. And I'm going to pre-record it, of course, and then post it probably around 8:30ish, right after when RJL finishes his stream. I want to make sure he's out of the way before I post it. And that'll be Texas and Kansas City from Arlington Stadium, Texas, a must-win game. So let's go from here. Tabby kept her silence. Boy, she just zinging away over there. Her and Gracie are both just sharing a blanket and perfectly quiet, which I love. Had no interruptions, no feline delays. Don't have to worry about anything. And we can get this thing done. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And I will see you all down the road.